Hi guys, and welcome back to the Purely Automotive channel. I'm Jason. If you're joining me for the first time, we're in the 91 Honda Beat. I haven't driven it for a few weeks. The weather's been pretty pants, but it's a dry day today, so I thought I'd take it out, being that I've got an MOT tomorrow. An MOT in the UK is the annual inspection that a garage has to complete to say that the car is roadworthy. So I've done loads of stuff to the Beat since the last video, which we will run through and explain what the work. So it's had new tyres, a set of Toyos all round, staggered sizes. They can be a real pain to get, but I managed to get 13s for the front, 14s for the back, matching tyres, brand spanking new. The brakes, I put a brand new set of discs and pads all round, and a set of refurbished new front calipers. So the calipers on the front are actually from an early Honda Jazz. That means we've gone from 220mm solid discs to 240 vented front discs, which are actually from a Honda Civic. The calipers themselves had new pistons, new seals, and all new fluid, which we used a Motul race fluid. So the brakes all round are spanking new. The rear calipers I didn't change. They were absolutely fine, and they don't do a huge lot in the grand scheme of things. We just adjusted the handbrake, ready for the annual inspection tomorrow. Engine wise, we've gone over that too. So it's had a new water pump, cam belt, tensioners, pulleys, fresh coolant, fresh oil, which we actually went for a synthetic 1040. Obviously oil filter, air filter, gearbox oil, again went for a Motul race fluid. Changed the clutch fluid too, and it drives real good. So today we're actually out in Somerset, driving in and around the levels, Quantop hills, and just giving the car a quick shakedown, checking everything over, making sure there's nothing that feels dodgy or loose or rattly. You can probably hear in the video clip the bonnet is slightly rattly, but I've just adjusted the stays, so I need to tweak that slightly more, but it's all secure, it's all good. So what's a Honda Beat like to drive? Well, it's actually pretty soft and very, very easy. It's really analog in the sense that it's a 5-speed manual, no ABS, no traction control, no power steering, but it's really easy and simple to drive in the sense that you turn the key and you go. There's nothing to interfere or get in your way. I just pulled over real quick to adjust the bonnet latch. it was rattling like hell. Even though I had moved it this morning, I've kind of shifted it around a little and lowered the latch a bit and raised the bump stops on each side, so hopefully now it stops the rattles just a little. So I pulled over real quick just to give you a wander around the car. The sun's come back out, so we'll stay out for a little bit more and do some flybys. So you can see the new tyres, gold painted Jazz calipers, fresh discs, fresh pads. The wheels I haven't refurbished, but they were already done before I got the car. Inside the arches I've had a fresh lick of seal, so they're nice and black and not as patchy and scruffy as they were before. Car's still pretty shiny from the machine polishing. New rear discs and pads. Again, 14-inch brand new Toyos on the back, and the inner arches have all been treated and sealed again, just like the fronts. Coming around the back. Still need to do something with the exhaust. However, I don't really want something noisy, as I quite like the throttle body sound, all intake noise. So I'm not sure how extreme I'm going to go with that, or if I actually bother putting any kind of fancy exhaust on it, or just something that just looks a bit neater than the slightly scruffy old original. Inside hasn't really changed a lot apart from when it was cleaned. I refixed a couple of the air vents, and I did change the gear knob. I did go for a white kind of, looks like a snooker ball, but the thread pitch was just not correct, so it didn't fit and sit well. It was kind of loose, so I've gone back to the original Razor, which is fine. It's the right size, it fits, it drives well. It just, I don't really like how it looks, but generally speaking, the car's pretty tidy, pretty presentable. I'm super happy with how it drives, and I've got no intention of selling it or changing it for something else, because I think for what these offer, value for money in a driving experience is way beyond the pounds or dollars that it may have cost. The next thing up for me would be a Honda NSX, but that is many times more money than what this cost. Yeah, it's a V6, it's the pinnacle, it's the Honda supercar, but this is still a mid-engined manual analog open top sports car experience for a few grand, basically. I'm coming from EG Civics in the mid 90s or early 90s. It's got that kind of generational era feel that's still engaging and simple and not over the top. So yeah, super pleased with the Honda Beat. So I pulled over because we were about to do some flybys and some suction mount shots, and it snapped. The suction mount fell off, and I drove over the GoPro. The GoPro obviously still works, but the suction mount is completely broken. So there'll be no outside of car shots today. Gonna have to order a new suction cup and try again. Thanks for tuning in and joining me again on the Purely Automotive channel. That brings us to the end of this video on the Honda Beat. Hopefully it passes inspection tomorrow and we can get the aftermarket suspension fitted. We'll then do some comparison videos and see how it drives with the stock versus the lowered, stiffer suspension, and we'll go into the specifications in the next video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for plenty more content to come, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.